This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 631 of Horse Tip Daily. A different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you, one day at a time. Today's tip is brought to you by FeedXL.com, online nutrition software. Greetings, horse people. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip is from Elizabeth McMillan, the founder of EquestrianProfessional.com. EquestrianProfessional.com is the site for horse people in the horse business. It's a website that provides affordable business education and marketing tools specifically for horse professionals. They have a huge article index, download library, online calculators, how-to videos, member forums, teleseminars, and more. Today's tip from Elizabeth is the 4 elements of trust. This is a great take-home tip that will bear better business fruit for some time to come. But first, let's hear from our sponsor, FeedXL.com.
Poor Gypsy is suffering from horse envy. He's the new kid in the pasture and can't get over the stamina and shape of his fellow stallmates. Rumors around the barn point to FeedXL. It seems their owner has been online and discovered the FeedXL nutrition tool. That means Gypsy's in for a big transformation. The other horses have been telling Gypsy all about the changes made to their diet and how FeedXL has improved their overall well-being. When it comes to your horse's diet, conflicting advice can result in overfeeding and money wasted. With a FeedXL nutrition tool, enter your horse's weight, diet, and activity level to get started. It'll allow you to see where your horse's diet stands and give you the opportunity to revise it until it's balanced. FeedXL has the latest science backing them up, allowing you to take charge of your horse's diet with an easy-to-use nutrition tool, taking the guesswork out of what to feed your horse. It's almost like Gypsy has his own personal nutritionist right at the barn. Visit FeedXL.com for a simple and easy nutrition tool to balance your horse's diet for optimum health.
And now enjoy today's tip. And welcome back, Elizabeth McMillan, the brains behind EquestrianProfessional.com. That's EquestrianProfessionalSingular.com. What sort of fantastic horse business advice do you have for us today?
Well, I have something kind of different. There is a book that is a favorite of mine, and I thought that I would tell you the name of the book and then talk about sort of 4 major areas of it that I think will make a difference. And the book is called The Speed of Trust, and it's by Stephen M.R. Covey. He's the son of Stephen R. Covey, who wrote like The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Oh,
that
okay.
Thing. So it's his son. And when I read the book, I thought, my gosh, it's so applied to the horse business, just so much. One, because I think that the horse business is one, it's built on relationships, and 2, it's a high trust industry. They involve animals, they involve children, and they involve, usually a fairly significant financial investment if you're doing if you're competing. So I just wanted to touch on it. The book is fantastic, and there was a little piece of it that I think you guys will all relate to. And it's basically that there are 4 areas when it comes to trust. There's 4 areas that matter to people who are going to do business with you. And 2 of these are based on character, and 2 revolve more around competency. And so how they kind of line out is that the first element of trust is integrity. So people care about whether you tell the truth, whether you're honest with them. The second part of trust is caring. If somebody does not think you care about them, then typically they're not going to trust you. The third is capability, which is your expertise. Like, are you really capable of doing the job? Like, say, they want their kid trained to go do the junior amateur jumpers, something like that. Is that something you can really do? Do you have the capability? And then the final one is, do you actually deliver the goods? Which means, can you deliver the results? So it goes integrity, caring, capability, and results. And the thing that I think is really interesting about these 4 elements is that I think they're there with every single customer you have, and probably every relationship you have, whether it's, husband, wife, friend to friend, trainer to trainer or what have you. But when it comes to your clients, the thing that is really interesting is that different clients will place a different value on each element of trust. So for some, the results are going to be far more important than things like character and you caring about them. I mean, for sure we've seen that, and I mean, I know that we've seen that then in the show world. Sometimes where people that the big thing to them is that their horse wins or their child wins at any cost. And then it could be the opposite, where really they don't, that's not their main goal. Their main goal is that they want their child in a nurturing environment. And it could be that somebody actually, really cares about integrity and results. But everybody's going to place different values on those 4 elements of trust. And that's going to be part of what matches up a customer with you. And the book goes on to talk about how kind of the financial value of trust a bit. And I'm saying that it's kind of, let's see if I can explain it, give an example. Like high trust, if somebody has if you have a good trust bank account with somebody, and meaning that one of your customers, maybe they really trust you, you've had a good solid relationship. I know for me, I had good relationships with my customers. If I was in Europe and I saw a horse I really liked, I could pick up the phone and call one of my clients and say, hey, look, this horse is incredible. I think you should buy it. And they would wire the money. Now, let's think if I didn't have that kind of relationship with my customer, they would maybe have to get on a plane and fly out, or I would have to fly home and bring a video. And honestly, if I had to fly home and bring a video and then we had to think about it and we had to hash it out, chances are if it was a good horse, it would probably be sold by the time they got around to doing anything with it. So when you start to think about that, or even something like a relationship with the parent of one of the kids you're teaching, when you say to them, Sarah's ready to go off to her first show. I really think the best thing for Sarah is to go to this, little local show, XYZ. All those things, when you look at the role that trust plays, it all of a sudden starts to, I don't know if it blows your guys' mind as much as it does mine, the more I think about what a big role it plays. Like, say, instead of the parent trusting you, if they didn't trust you, they might say, no, she can't go, or we want her to take lessons for 3 more years, or you don't know. Similarly, if you have a horse boarding with you, whether your customer trusts you enough that if you think the vet should be called, you can call and they're not going to be upset with you. There's so many places where trust has this critical role in how successful your business is and how successful your relationships are, but which is clearly what binds this whole thing together. But anyway, I just thought it was a fantastic book. I highly recommend it, and I think that those 4 elements of trust are just really interesting.
Okay, give me the title of the book again so I can write it down.
It is called The Speed of Trust, and then the subtitle is The One Thing That Changes Everything. And I just think that's so true.
That's a great title, and it does. Once again, as horse folks, we have a tendency to underestimate how important sound business practices are to our success. And even if you are primarily a rider more so than a farm owner, all of these things still apply. So that's a great title, and it's probably available in every bookstore and on Amazon and places like that. The Speed of Trust, highly recommended by Elizabeth McMillan, our favorite equestrian professional at equestrianprofessional.com. I jotted that one down, and I'm going to put that on my list of things to read and see if I can get it on an audio book, because that's my favorite way to read books.
Me too.
I just put the old earbuds in and go for a trail ride, because that way I get to ride and read. It's perfect.
Multitasker.
It's multitasking, which one I really need to read this stuff, but then I really need to ride my horse too, so it works out pretty well. Thank you once again for stopping by. That's a really fascinating tip. And tell people listening here where they can find more from Elizabeth.
We are at equestrianprofessional.com, and a great way to learn more about us is simply subscribe to our free newsletter or hop on one of our free monthly horse business webinars.
There you go.
We would love to get to know you.
Perfect. Thanks once again for stopping by, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Well, there you go. To listen to more of Elizabeth's tips, just go to horsetipdaily.com and go to the experts drop-down menu on the left. You can also visit her website, Equestrian Professional, that's professionalsingular.com, and you will find an impressive array of sound as a dollar horse business information. Don't forget to support our sponsors here on Horse Tip Daily because they make these podcasts possible. Today's sponsor has been FeedXL.com, online nutrition software. Don't play the wait-and-see game when it comes to your horse's diet and nutrition. Go to feedxl.com and get the facts. Please stop by the Horse Tip Daily Facebook page and let us know what you think of the tips you hear on the show. It's also a great place to tell us about topics you'd like to hear us cover on the show. You can subscribe to all the great shows on the Horse Radio Network through iTunes or Zune and get your horse podcasts automatically downloaded to your iPod, Zune, or MP3 player. You can also listen to the shows right on Facebook. The player's right there every day. I'll be back again tomorrow with another new expert and a different horse tip. Until then, go ride your horse. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.